Bamford and the Swashbuckler. And if you're new to my channel, hey, so am I. This is my first video. I've never YouTubed before, so I don't know what to do. Do I introduce myself? My name is Maren. I'm 30 years old and I live in Norway, and I'm from Norway. I live in the sort of southeastern part of Norway. I am a historian by education. I also have a degree in English language and literature, and I currently work for a museum where I do a little bit of everything. Also kind of relevant are my hobbies. I do historic sword fighting, which is, well, I don't do that as much anymore as I used to, but I still consider it a hobby of mine. I just have no one to practice with where I live. And I do other kinds of historic reenactment. You'd think I got enough of that at work, but I don't think I'll ever get enough of it. I'm a LARPer. I usually attend what's called Nordic LARPs, or especially historic Nordic LARPs. You seeing a pattern here? I'll explain that further later if there's any interest. But my biggest sort of increasingly all-encompassing hobby is sewing. Really all kinds of sewing, but I mean, come on, historic garments, isn't that just the best? I think so. I'm interested in a lot of periods. I've also done a lot of periods. I think the earliest I've done, and I'm not counting the Cleopatra costume I made for my birthday last year, as I used approximately 0 historical sources for that. My earliest I've done is the Viking Age, so 8th to 11th century. I've done a lot of high medieval stuff, mid 1200s and mid 1300s. I've done a little bit of 1500s, and then I've done quite a lot of mid to late 1700s. I've done 1820s, 30s, 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 1900s, 1930s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. So, yeah. And although the Middle Ages will probably always have a special place in my heart, I have fallen more and more in love with the 18th century, or what's sometimes known as the Georgian era, which is why I've embarked on this adventure, mission, journey, challenge, I don't know, and why I've decided to try and video document this. Mind you, I already have a blog and I am a terrible blogger. I blog once every like 10 years, so no promises. Oh golly. Okay, I haven't even told my boyfriend yet. I should probably tell him before this goes up. That's embarrassing. That's my computer telling me what time it is. Now you know. I've been working on a Norwegian national costume for a while, a couple of years. It's a reproduction of late 18th century garments, extant garments, using reproduction textiles and historical methods and techniques. So the interest in what did people actually wear has been growing for a while. And then I have this friend, this amazing friend, who after we attended a LARP set in 1776 in October, and after that lap, she started Instagramming as an 18th century French woman. Took on a sort of persona, and it's so cool and so inspiring. And it just, my imagination just with that. I mean, she's a wonderful, wonderful musician, and she's probably the bravest recipe tester I know. So I neither can nor will challenge her on any of those points. I mean, you see that piano? I have it. I sometimes play it really poorly. However, it did make me even more interested in day-to-day life. And it made me Google 18th century women's wardrobe, or something along those lines. After sifting through about 1,000 actual 18th century wooden wardrobes, half of which look like they would take you straight to Narnia, I found a blog called Two Nerdy History Girls, which I highly recommend. It's really good. And they referred to a document that has been digitalized by the Lewis Walpole Library at Yale University. This document, well, not this actual document, these are just printouts of photographs of the documents. I did not travel to Yale University and steal an 18th century document. That'd be stupid. This is an inventory of wearing apparel and other things, the late property of the deceased Mrs. Anne Bamford. And it lists so many lovely things. And sometimes it's really detailed too. You know, specifying what kind of garment it is, what it's made of, what colours it's got. You know, you've got a brocaded silk nightgown, gold-laced jacket and petticoat of silk grosgrain. You've got sprigged muslin nightgown. You've got green silk petticoat. You know, great stuff. Now, so far, I don't know a lot about the good Mrs. Anne Bamford, other than that the document has been dated by the library to be from around sort of 1780s, and that it lists the things owned by Anne Bamford at the time of her death, which is when inventories were made. And also it says she's deceased. The Lewis Walpole Library bought the document from an English antiques bookstore in 2013, so it's of English origin. Anne Bamford is an Englishwoman. And I have deciphered most of the items that are here, but not all. And some I have no clue what's supposed to be. And the inventory is huge. Like, I mean, look at this. And it lists over 200 items, probably over 250 items as well. I started counting and I lost count. And some of them aren't even clothes yet or anymore. Like we have one brocaded silk nightgown unmade up, and we also have a number of small pieces of silk in a paper. That's just examples, there's plenty of this. So only a fool would try and recreate all of this. But almost all of it, that'd be fine, right? So for about a month, I've been super tempted to just make all the things from this inventory. And I mean, I already have some of the things. Like I have a white linen shift. I have garters that I embroidered over Christmas while contemplating whether or not I wanted to be crazy and do this. I have a white linen petticoat. I have some shoes, some basic shoes that can be used. I'm just chucking things on the floor. I have embroidered pockets, these amazing embroidered pockets. Was a gift to me from my friend. And I have a small bum pad. It's actually early 20th century, but probably still work, like it still give you volume on the derriere. And today I received these, and these are white clocked. You can see the clocking on the ankle. Maybe the lighting's weird. White clocked silk stockings from American Duchess, and they are so beautiful. And I got the American Duchess costume, or 18th century garment construction book for Christmas. I got the Patterns of Fashion for my birthday, so I decided to go for it. Yay! Am I crazy? Probably. Will I succeed? Possibly. Will I have fun and learn stuff in the process? Certainly. Now, how long will this take? I'm thinking years. I mean, maybe I'll be done in 2025. That'd be nice. How much will I be recreating? I'm gonna start by creating like a wardrobe that's representative of the inventory, and then if I still want to, if I'm not broke or sick of it, or just, you know, some other reason, hands amputated, too much sewing, I'm gonna expand it later. Do I think people will watch this video? Not really. I kind of hope not, to be honest, because I've never done this before and it's probably crap. But you need a first, and I can use it as a reference. You know, what did I say? I can use it to sort of pressure myself into actually going through with this. And if anyone happens to watch this, you know, if I put up videos later, more videos, and people watch those, maybe they'll want to know what happened, you know, where it all started, and then they can use this video for that. Yeah. So, a crazy person's quest is good. I like quest. A crazy person's quest to recreate the humongous wardrobe of an 18th century, a wealthy 18th century Englishwoman has begun. Wish me luck.